What's going on? We back with the Boxing Clinic of More. It's your boy CJ Goodfella. Y'all know what it is. One time for the one time. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. Hit that bell icon so you know exactly when we drop that heat and go live with that heat. And we talking about Keith Thurman, Shawn Porter, Danny Garcia, two-part video. I touched on the second part of the video a little bit on the live stream I did earlier, the last one I did. I want to touch on this first part. If Keith Thurman is allegedly supposed to come back, or soft rumors he come back versus Zito Lopez. Lopez is number 7 in the WBA, so he will be fighting the top 10 contender, which I don't know how Lopez got to be number 7 in the WBA, but who understands these rankings, you know what I'm saying? So, let's say Keith Thurman comes back, versus, once, and then he comes back next year. And the winner of the Shawn Porter, Danny Garcia contest is supposed to go on September 8th, but who really knows? They fight in September. We get a clear winner, and doing what they do, they wait until next fall again. And Keith Thurman is healthy, and Keith Thurman wants to elect to fight for his WBC belt again. They said he get an automatic mandatory when he's ready to fight for that belt. All right. I think that's the most likely scenario, man. I think that Keith Thurman is going to fight the winner of Shawn Porter and Danny Garcia before Errol Spence. And this is why, I kind of touched on it the other day, that I don't like Errol Spence waiting around. And maybe he should move up like Floyd, insinuated he should move up. But I understand the money is the money. If you can make the weight, there's no debate. And you're comfortable. But I think, not even just moving up, I think he should just press the action for Errol Spence to fight. I'm talking about Errol to fight Terrence Crawford. Go ahead and make that fight happen now. I had a good idea before I get back on track real quick, that Errol and Terrence, should do a 3-fight deal, kind of 3-fight deal. Terrence and Errol fight on the same card 2 times, one time on Showtime and one time on Top Rank, and they build each other up a minute, and then they can go do a pay-per-view or a regular network fight on ABC, CBS to build to notoriety, because boxing fans like to compare, sports fans like to compare and contrast Ali, Tyson, Magic, Bird, Jordan, Kobe, Jordan, LeBron. They like to compare, They like to compare. If they see both of them fight on the same card, that can kind of boost their profile to a more prominent fight, seeing them fight twice on the same card. And when the fight happens on ESPN, Crawford is the main event. It happened on Showtime. Errol Spence is the main event, and Crawford is the co-feature. If they really want to get it done and just cut these guys out, the belts don't mean nothing. There's never been an undisputed welterweight champion with the WBO belt, but back on track. I just think Keith Thurman is going to get that fight, that Shawn Porter versus Danny Garcia fight, before Errol Spence. And I think Shawn and Danny know that. I know Errol said he's been assured he's going to get the winner, but at the end of the day, they can't promise nothing. They can't force them to fight Errol, Because when you actually, they sit down with him, they give him more than one option. It's been said, and there's some rumors that Adrian Broner didn't have no other option but to fight Shawn Porter from Al Heyman. That's just rumor and speculation. So the winner of Shawn and Danny, they can sit down with Al Heyman. He ain't manager. He's supposed to give them the best option. Now it's up to Showtime and Espinosa to reject or accept the fight. And Showtime is shown to be very, very soft into letting whatever goes on to their program, like most networks are. So at the end of the day, if it's Keith versus Danny or Keith versus Shawn, and it makes sense, I think they can kick Errol to the side and be like, you know what, you can just get the winner and put Errol on the back burner again. Or you really believe they're going to sit there and tell the winner of Shawn Porter and Danny Garcia, say, you got to fight Errol Spence next. No other way around it. And that could be the case. But I believe in my heart of hearts, I think Keith Thurman, if he stays healthy, which is a big if anyway, but if Keith Thurman stays healthy, I think Keith Thurman is going to get his shot at the Shawn Porter, Danny Garcia winner before Errol Spence. And I think ultimately Keith is going to Keith is probably going to gain back his other belt and fight Errol Spence and just be the A side. He's going to have 2 belts and get more money and then go to war with Errol Spence. And then, we worry about the Terrence Crawford thing later. But this whole scenario, if it play out that way, we talking 2020 until you see Keith Thurman and Errol Spence in the ring. And I think even if it doesn't play out that way, even if it plays out, Shawn Porter, Danny Garcia fights Errol Spence sometime in the first or second quarter next year. Errol Spence has been on wax, saying that he want to take out Shawn and Danny, and then Keith. So the hard part is getting Keith in the ring. Shit, the hard part too is getting Sean and Danny in the ring. But getting both of them in the ring seems to be impossible. To get both parties in the ring. Impossible. So I mean, I know he's hell-bent on getting the belts and making a big undisputed clash. And then, I mean, look at the odds in here. All right, the odds of you getting Sean and Danny winner in the ring. What if that fight is a draw? What if somebody get injured or cuts, fake an injury or get an injury and be gone for an entire year? What if Keith Thurman gets injured in his comeback fight? You know, what if he wins his comeback fight? Say, I want another tune-up. You're like, all right. Then he got a WBA mandatory, and then he want to fight Sean and Danny Garcia, or then he ready for Errol Spence at the end of 2019. Really not that. He only fight once a year. So you talking 2020 till you get Keith Thurman in the ring, at best. And out of all of that, people forget Errol Spence got to win. He got to beat the Sean and Danny Garcia winner convincingly. You know? He got to beat that champion or it's going to be a rematch. He got to beat Keith Thurman convincingly. He got to get Keith Thurman in the ring. And after all of that happens, okay, after all that happens, you know, and give me the possibilities and give me a number on this in the chat. Well, I mean, think about this. After all that happens, he still got to go to the negotiation table with Top Rank and Bob Arum to make a Terrence Crawford fight. That's an impossible feat. That took Mayweather and Pacquiao, even without the belts. Without the belts, you know what I'm saying? These guys won't fight mandatories and nothing like that. Without the belts, you know what I'm saying? Without the belts, it took them fucking, 5 or 6 years to get that fight happen. Errol Spence got to jump through hoops and ducks and ladders and all that stuff on his side of the street. And then you got to go, once you don't do what you did on your side of the street, then you got to go and negotiate with Top Rank, which he said, I'll go to their side of the street and fight Terrence Crawford. But not only that, you bring him 3 belts to the table. Is that a 50-50 split? Well, people will say, well, Terrence Crawford is the pound-for-pound champion. True, but pound for pound is mythical. That's nothing you use in a damn negotiation. You know what? All this seems just massive, mad impossible. It's a massive risk on my Anthony Joshua voice. You know? And you know, the second part of this video, which I'm gonna squeeze in, is that Keith Thurman doesn't deserve no damn tune-up. Keith Thurman should be ordered to face a WBA mandatory. Every 18 months, a Super WBA champion has to fight a mandatory. Had to read that again, and yes, I was wrong. I thought it had no mandatory. But every 18 months, it doesn't have to be the regular WBA champion. It could be the number 1 or whoever they deem rightful to be his mandatory. He should jump right into a WBA mandatory to cut the bullshit. He only fought once in 2016 and once in 2017. It's been well over 18 months since he unified with Danny Garcia. It's time to fight a mandatory. They timed him order a mandatory. So when the time comes, when he done tuning up, you know, then they say he got a mandatory and he's stopping the Errol Spence fight from happening, or stopping the Danny and Sean fight from happening, and prolonging what people want to see, the Keith and Errol versus Terrence Crawford. They need to order him a mandatory right now, and this mandatory will be Jesse Vargas. Ordered, I mean, his number, that's who would be his mandatory, because Pacquiao and Matisse fight for the regular belt. And the regular WBA ain't necessarily a mandatory. Mandatory. It could be a number 1 contender, whoever they deem rightful, like I said before, if anybody didn't hear that. You know? You know, so at the end of the day, you need to go ahead and jump right into the fire. You know? Go ahead, forget Josito Lopez. And they order Jesse Vargas or Jamal James, whoever it is, take that mandatory, and then, you know, you want to tune up after that again? Tune up after that again. You know? But in no way, shape, or fashion, he should be given a contender outside the top 5. You know, outside the top 15. But I don't even want a contender outside of nothing. I want him to face his mandatory. Right now, I want them to order a mandatory and come back and fight that mandatory. You know? Because I don't want to see him tune up and then come back and say I need another tune up, and then he come back again and we need a mandatory. By that time, it's probably 2023. No more tune-ups for Keith. No tune-up. A champion doesn't deserve a tune-up. If you need to rehab, you need a tune-up, well, give up the belt. Like you did with the WBC belt. Give up the belt and work your ass through the rankings again. Because you're holding up division. Give up the belt. No champion deserves no tune-up. Because if you a champion, that means shit, you won your last fight while you was injured anyway, Keith. No champion deserves a tune-up. You know, and I'm going to do another video. I'm going to drop another video tonight on this, man. And I explain that a little bit more. No champion deserves a fucking tune-up, man. Until you get bigger than the belts. And they sanction whoever they want you to fight, like Pacquiao, like Floyd. Never had a fucking mandatory when they got big enough. When that 3%, when it meant something and when it cost something, you know, when it meant something, when you get up there making $20, $30, $100 million and that 2 or 3% they take out of your check, then you know you made it when they don't force no mandatories. Until you get to that point and you a champion, you need to continue to fight the best. You know, you need to continue to fight all top 5 contenders. You know what? If that need to be a new sanctioning body rule. If you in the top, if you a champion, a real super WA champion, real WC champion, you shouldn't be able to fight nobody outside the top 5 in any sanctioning belt body. If they outside the top 5, you need to get an exception. And you only get so many of them every now and again. But it's the Boxing Clinic and more. Don't forget, we got a new college sports page popping off for all my college football and basketball heads. The link's in the description. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. The Boxing Clinic, all them information is in the description. You know, appreciate everybody that donate to the super chat and donates to the PayPal. The PayPal link is in the description as well too. And y'all want to see me start traveling to these fights and getting these interviews, go ahead and donate to the super chat and shout out to everybody there. Donate to the PayPal, my preferred donation, but y'all know what it is. One time for one time. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the bell icon, and share the videos. We gone.